tried to give a very cozy vibe. These are few of our collections, as you were asking. There were a few sambas with this Coca-Cola bottle cap detailing. And one of the biggest collabs to come out of India, this Superkicks X Puma Palermo Jamun. We used to get a lineup outside our store whenever we used to do a drop. We just got 30 pairs and there were 250 people standing outside our store lining up. Demand was almost 10x of supply.
How do you differentiate yourself? Like what keeps your customers coming back to you?
Every brand needs to differentiate themselves.
Can you talk a little bit about the drops?
Last year we did this celebration, creating a track of its own. Everything is not about the ROI. If I look at my business since last 2 years, women category as a category is growing.
Who's typically your consumer like and where is he located?
Surat, Jaipur, Lucknow, Chandigarh. For our customers, our products are not luxury. It's a matter of when, then why. That's the biggest advantage of Snap. And that one weird trend that I noticed, I still don't know why did that happen, is
One last question, like what does Superkicks stand for?
we exclusively sell brands like Represent from UK, Carhartt, Fundamental from Japan. We generally say wear for the kicks. Wonderful, yaar. How do you like it?
I'm super kicked. Hey,
Hi, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to Superkicks Delhi.
thanks for doing this.
Yes, anytime.
How's it going?
Good, wonderful.
Welcome to By the Way. Welcome Kashish.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful store. And how did you decide to go into this business and how did you come up with this business?
So I think it's an interesting story. So we've been retailers in Rajasthan since last 25-30 years. Retailers for brands like Adidas, Asics, Puma. And we used to go to these trade shows which used to happen. Trade show is basically where you place order for the upcoming season. You buy products which are coming in the upcoming season. And one day, our co-founder Sangeet went for this Adidas trade show where he saw this shoe by Adidas called the NMD. He loved that shoe and he was very excited to see that shoe, that the shoe is coming to India. And this was back in 2016. Then he went to the team and asked if we are getting this shoe, and that's when they told him that this shoe doesn't go to all the retailers. This is a special shoe and this generally gets allocated and it goes to special doors, sneaker stores, or one or two big Adidas original doors only. That's when the idea clicked. And on the other hand, I was doing my college in Bombay, Jain College, in around 2017, and I was part of this sneaker space since the very nascent and initial stage when it started in India. Of course, it has been a big culture outside of India, but when it started in India, I was part of the culture, being part of sneaker communities. There were small sneaker communities everywhere in Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi. I was part of the Bombay group. I used to go to drops that used to happen on the Adidas was a Linking Road store. And I remember copying my first shoe also in 2018, which is called the Pharrell Williams Holy NMD. And I remember standing in the line and finally getting the hands on that shoe. It was a great feeling. That's how, and we used to conversate a lot about the sneaker space and the community and how there is no space like this in India. And that's how we came up with this idea to open this space, open this concept, going and convincing the brands for 1.5-2 years to give us the right products to sell at a sneaker store. And that's how the idea brewed up.
And when you started, what did you think was like, what were the early signs of that gave you validation that you are on the right direction? What was driving you? How was it in the early days?
Of course, what was driving us was to build the community and get the right products for the community. That was driving us to get the right pairs. I remember the first big pair that we got was Air Jordan 1 Shadow, Air Jordan 1 High OG Shadow, followed by some Adidas Easy 350s that we got. That was, I think, the biggest driver, and to build that community in India and also to represent India in that sneaker space and have a voice of its own in the sneaker space was something that was driving us uh, in the initial days.
And I researched you started offline,
Yeah.
and then later you came online. Like, what were the steps in the middle? Like, how did you decide to stay offline for a while, and then when did you decide to move online, and what did you see as a change in pattern with that?
Yeah. So we started offline first. You're right. At that time, there was a boom of a lot of Shopify stores coming up in India. We started in 2018. We started our store in 2018. There was a lot of um, Shopify stores, online things blowing up. But we wanted to first start an offline experience because we feel that communities are made first offline and then they move online, and there are more real communities. So what we did was we opened our first store in Bombay in on April 6th, 2018 on Linking Road. And of course, initial days were tough because we didn't know if we're actually fulfilling any gap with this concept. Eventually, it was slow, but then it picked up, and we felt confident that yes, we're doing something right. People are coming from different, even people are coming from different cities, from cities nearby like Pune, to just visit the store and cop some shoes. And then eventually we opened up one store in Bangalore, followed by one store in Delhi. That was in a span of 2.5 years. And then just before the lockdown happened, we I wouldn't say just before, we had a website before that, but we properly launched it again before the lockdown because we felt that now it's the macro boom that we need to follow and we need to scale. That's how the journey went.
How have you seen scaling this? Like, for instance, it's a premium product in terms of the price, more luxury product rather.
Yeah.
For Indian consumers. How was that? Like, but did you see there was a challenge? Ki beginning mein, will it sell or not? Yeah. Like, how much? Like, for there is passion, there is community, but to get a business also going with that, did you need a certain scale which you got initially? It was like, do you need to do some?
Yeah, I think in this, I mean, so yes, you're right. Our ASP is 10,000 rupees, which is, I wouldn't say it's luxury, but it's still, it's a high ASP compared to how it generally works at a retail store back in the days. Now it has become very common. But actually, the main push that we got was also by our community, because we are delivering the right products, right kind of products. For example, there are two or three kind of products that we generally sell. One is, of course, top of the triangle, which is the most hyped, the collabs that we get. B is your trend worthy sneakers, which are trending. And C is your basic core court style sneakers that are always there. Something like a Samba or a Superstar or a Nike Air Force One. The major push that we used to get at that time and even today is from the top of the triangle, which are the hyped shoes and collabs. For example, back in the days, we used to get a lineup outside a store whenever we used to do a drop. I remember we dropped a Yeezy 350 triple white. We just got 30 pairs, and there were 250 people standing outside a store lining up, and the demand was almost 10x of supply. And with that, a lot of sneakers around that also used to sell. But we got a push, and we maintained it in starting.
Interesting. If so, 250 people line up to buy that one particular shoe, and you have only 30 pairs.
Yes.
What do the other 220 do after that?
I mean, generally it also, there's a resale, there's a very big gray market also around these sneakers. People generally pay higher amount, and then maybe they wait for the next drop.
Oh,
That's how it works.
yeah. I mean, Apple also does that, but Apple has lots of stock.
Yeah.
Here it is limited. So quite interesting. And in this space, once you got into online as well, and how do you differentiate yourself? Like, what keeps your customers coming back to you again and again?
As I just mentioned, we are a very big community driven brand. So every brand needs to differentiate themselves. Our way of differentiating ourselves is to build our community and do things for a community. We are a very inclusive and a native brand. Inclusive, by inclusive I mean uh, we want people who are on the periphery of this culture to come shop with us, feel home, at our store, do some uh, shopping, and just enjoy their experience. And by native, I also mean we tell that Indian story. We tell things our own way, uh, and that's what attract a lot of Indian consumers when we sell the Indian sneaker story and how the Indian sneaker space is coming up. That's how we also differentiate ourselves.
Sorry, what is that Indian sneaker story? Will you tell in more detail? Yeah.
So if I had to be honest, there's no particular Indian sneaker story, because if you look abroad, they are very much inspired by skateboarding culture, basketball culture. But in India, there is no such culture that directly relates to it. But still people love that culture, and in our case we do it via a lot of different smaller subcultures, one of which is music. But in music, we support a lot of indie music artists, and then we collab with them, and we get to know how what like how some sneakers have inspired them, like an Air Force One being worn in US by Jay-Z has may have inspired somebody in the sneaker scene in the Indian sneaker scene. And similarly, somebody, a rapper in India, or a good producer or good artist in India, has also similar things of brewing up with sneaker, and that how the Indian sneaker scene is brewing up. And also telling one more example for that is we also recently did a collab. We did a collab with Puma X Superkicks. It's called Palermo Jamun, where we told the Indian sneaker story. How a story can come out of India and can show a shoe in that scenario. We told our story, how during our childhood days we used to go to our terrace, our at our home we used to go to a terrace and climb up a jamun tree and like just pluck a jamun, and those were the days that we used to live freely, and that was a days without tension. That was a story that we told via the shoe. That's one of the stories that has come out of India, and it's going, and it has gone global.
Is that true here?
Yeah, it's here. It's here.
I'll love to. Still on beyond the community online, how is it? Is it the same community love continues online, or there's other things you do online which help you differentiate?
Yes, I mean, when you talk about online, of course, we have built a community now. Now, as a second step, it's also the service that we provide. We focus a lot on our service. As I just mentioned, that 50% of our orders fall in NDD, next day delivery, and that's we are doing that via a partner called Blitz, and we focus on service a lot. We focus on all the customer queries a lot. I personally look into a lot of customer queries when needed, and I personally check that the resolution time is also good. That service keeps us going and also keeps the customer coming back to us.
So I picked up three things. And one is community, one is music, and the other is drops.
Yeah.
Like to community, I understood.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the drops, how they add to the excitement in the community and how it feeds it into the brand love and the business overall?
I mean, drops used to be a very big thing in the starting 3-4 years, from 2018 to 2022, when the hype was at its peak, and we brought the limited edition, sort of a limited edition culture to India. When we used to get, as I just mentioned, we got a lineup for Yeezys outside a store. We kept on doing a few drops, and we saw a lot of lineups outside a store. For example, Air Jordan 3 Black Cement we launched in 2019 or 18. We got a lineup for that also. But then eventually we got a chance to also launch the shoe by A6 and A6X Sean Wotherspoon July 3, which was a big deal at that time. And we were excited something like this is coming to India. And so as we saw that itne lineups ho rahe hain, so what we decided, let's do a raffle for this. The raffle is generally a lottery system where you have to register, and then if you win the lottery, then you get a chance to buy the shoe. So that's what you did for this.
To buy the shoe.
Yeah.
Not the shoe.
Yeah.
You get just
chance to buy the shoe.
Interesting.
So for that shoe, we did a online registration on our website. 1,500 people registered. We got 150 pairs, and then whoever We picked it up randomly, and whoever won had to come pay at the store and take the pair. And that's when this wave of raffle also started in India. And that's how we kept on doing these limited edition drops and limited time drops for these kind of shoes, which of course kept up the aspiration for the shoe as well. And also they used to sell out quickly, and used to give a very good word of mouth and like a good marketing behind it.
And do you like keep some stock for online dedicated or some offline? Like, is it split? Like,
It's segregated according to the demand. Of course, online demand is higher than offline, but we have to cater to stores and that community which comes to the store. So it's generally 50-50. 50% goes to the online, 50% it gets divided into the stores, and that's how the demand also flows in our general business also.
and then coming to music, the airwave music track. Tell me more about it.
So we did this for Air Max Day. Air Max Day happens in March every year. It's a celebration of Nike Air Max. And for last year we did this celebration with creating a track of its own. And this track, basically, it's called Air.wave. And what we did in this track was we got three artists, Hindi, Tamil and Marathi together, and a few producers to produce a track which was like a street style funk sort of a track. And this track was celebrated globally by Nike and the people around us. And it's still on Spotify, and you can go listen to it right now.
Like, how do you tie it back to like business when you do these collabs and investments? How do you look at the math and say yes, it added value, or how does that work?
I don't think there's a math behind it, but when you do things for subculture or things like this, people look at you not just as a retailer. Then they look at you as a good, interesting piece or a place or a thing to be related to, a cool thing to be related to. That's how it's a very organic sort of reach. And it's not just music that we are into. We're also as I told you, a lot of subculture. You must have seen comedians also wearing a lot of sneakers, a lot of artists wearing sneakers, a lot of marketeers wearing different kind of sneakers to show their personality, uh, and a lot of brands from India coming out in the streetwear space as well. Then it relates back to okay, everything is not about the ROI. So even if you see a lot of Indian brands like Almost Gods, Farak, Blue Orange, Jaywalking being worn by so many artists, they wear it because they feel it's cool. It's a cool thing to carry and wear.
Do between three co-founders, how do you split your roles?
So Sangeet is the CEO. He handles. I mean, he's part of everything and he looks after everything. But of course, his core is to look at the marketing bit, the branding bit. Nisha, on the other hand, Sangeet's wife, looks after the main marketing bit, all the campaigns that go out. And I look at business and operations. I look
Got
at
it.
business, what to buy, what not to buy, operations bit, if everything is falling in place, opening new stores.
Got it.
That's
Got it.
how this is divided.
And how do you decide when and where to open the next store?
I mean, of course, the first thing that we look at is the online data. We look at what kind of visitors are coming from which city. That's how we look at it. Of course, now we have covered if you talk about metros and top tier cities, we have covered Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad. We recently also opened in a tier 2 city, Jaipur, which was a pop up, and it's doing really well. And we are seeing a very big rush in tier 2 cities. We're also seeing a good YOY growth in all the tier 2 cities orders as well, which is a good thing.
Not the usual sneakers that sell on any online retailer or other things, right? So it's kind of, there's an exclusivity angle to it.
Yeah.
While at the same time you have a business scale ambition.
Yes.
How do you marry the two?
So all the sneakers that come to us are not exclusive. First of all, of course, 40% of the shoes that we get are exclusive, and they get specially allocated to us. And they have a certain allocation that you can't buy more than this amount, which of course keeps a lot of customers coming back to us, that if they want to buy something exclusive, they will come back to us for the global curation, for the good curation. They will come back to us. But then again, there are sneakers which are core sneakers, something like a Samba, something like an Air Force One, which anybody and everybody will keep on buying. That is where you can scale. And also there are some predictions that we make, that yeah, this color is this color or these kind of tones will do well this season, let's buy deep in this. And we do some research, we do some primary research, we talk to our customers, we see the online trend, and then we also, then it's a mix and match of all these things. And then the second part of it is the categories, how much more to buy in women this season, how if I look at my business since last 2 years, women category as a category is growing by a very good YOY growth. So we are buying a lot of women's, buying into a lot of trends. Like in women's, there's this trend, ballet trend. Ballerinas are selling very well. They're flying off the shelves, and it's going to stay, and it's going to be here till next 1.5 year. That's generally, it's a mix of all of these things.
Who's typically your consumer, like, and where is he located? Do you have a ideal persona or mix of persona? How is it?
I would say the persona, like the age bracket, is the highest age bracket that buy from us is from 18 to 25 and 25 to 35. That's our biggest age group that is buying from us. And persona is basically people are looking for something cool. People, and anybody who's looking for a cool pair of shoe uh, to buy and to just style it up. People from the fashion scene, people uh, from the artistic scene. These are the sort of our consumers. And what I've also seen is how I just mentioned the tier 2 bit. First, we didn't know that tier 2 has so much scope, but now when I look at cities like
You define
Surat,
tier 2 as non-metro or
yeah, non-metro.
non-metro?
Yeah, non-metro cities like Surat, um, Jaipur, Lucknow, Chandigarh, and these cities are popping up. And why I think these kind of cities are popping up is because every tier 2 city has a metro behavior. When you go to a tier 2 city, like I'm from Jaipur, I have a lot of friends in Jaipur who have a very metro kind of a behavior, who want to do stuff like maybe going for specialty coffees and maybe buying sneakers, maybe spending that much on sneakers. So that's something that's how we find our consumers, where these kind of research and showing to reaching out to these kind of people.
Now I come to the EMIs as Snapmint.
Yeah.
How do you see that getting, like, generating value or things for your business and helping you solve your grow your ambitions?
I would say for our customers, our products are not luxury. It's a matter of when, then why, when they will buy it. So it's just, it reduces that friction. It helps us to increase that conversion rate at that point of time only. So that's the biggest advantage of Snap, and the time comes down and the purchase happens immediately. That is the big help that we have got from Snapmint.
And do you see that when you added that, like, a slashed EMI price to your products where customers are browsing, do you see that customers going through adding more to carts and converting more? Like,
Yes, definitely. We see, if you ask me, after Snapmint, our ASP has increased. Our ASP has gone up from 9,500 to 10,500. Price range between 12,000 till 15,000 has also increased. And one weird trend that I noticed, I still don't know why did that happen, is our repeat purchase rate increased because of Snapmint. When we saw that repeat purchase rate has increased, we went and see कि अरे बड़ा क्यों है, and then we see the transactions were Snapmint. That was one weird trend that I did not understand. But
actually, we see that across a lot of our merchants. It has, for us, it has become like we see that repeat, like customers across the brands where the every brand has its own repeat rate, like and that go up by anywhere between 15 to 20%, which is something that people see it as a lag. Also, remember that's I mean, hearing from you, like sometimes it was like what is the contribution? Like it is a significant contribution to you.
Yeah, so with Snapmint, we're getting a contribution of around 30 to 35% on good days. Yeah, that's the average contribution that we are getting,
Got it. Got it.
which is almost not equal to UPI, but just the second best contribution.
Recently launched an offline product as well.
Yeah.
Would love to introduce that. I think sometime. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just recently got to know, I think
Yeah.
2 or 3 days back only, that
Yeah.
you have launched an offline product, and you won't believe, a lot of all my store managers used to come and ask us ki if we can do Snapmint in offline stores, because a lot of people come and ask at the store ki can we do EMI on these shoes.
We'll get it there tomorrow actually, or today itself. Yeah. We have it. Yeah. Yeah. One last question. Like,
Yeah.
if you were the founder of Snapmint, what would you do differently?
There are a few drop offs at the eligibility side, like when you're surfing you don't know your eligibility, but when you're checking out, that's when you know your eligibility. That's when the drop offs happen. If there is a way to tackle this.
Yeah, we actually, that's one thing we have been working on. We have a product we have launched for it. It is, you're on Shopify Advance, Shopify Plus. Yeah. We'll come back to you with that. There's a product that had been coming to us on that. Yeah. So what does Superkicks stand for? What is the brand? What's the brand philosophy?
I would say Superkicks stands for its global curation, the curation for the sneakers that we have, plus the curation for the apparels that we have, the international brands that we carry, and we exclusively sell brands like Represent from UK, Carhartt, some Fundamental from Japan. These are a few brands that we sell, and the curation that we offer under one roof. And if you talk about the brand philosophy, I wouldn't say it's a philosophy, but it's something that we generally do. We generally say it's called hair for the kicks. And here kicks doesn't mean your kicks that you wear. It's generally it's the kicks. It's the kick that you get from doing something exciting or doing something good that makes you feel good and you enjoy doing in life. That's the kick that we want you to get, and and enjoy your life, and maybe do something good and worthwhile with it. That's how we represent our philosophy. That's how it's going.
If we were to do like a collab with you and leverage our own entire Snapmint customer base and do something, what can we do which would be a great collab?
I mean, it's a very technical question. I would say, I mean, to get into, are you talking about the customer base that that Superkick should tap into, or collab in a way where the business falls in?
Customer wise, like how do we generate a lot of customer engagement and love for like your brand through our customer network here?
Oh, I mean, maybe there must be some cross intersection between customers who are part of Snapmint community but haven't bought from Superkicks.
Huge, should be huge.
But and they still and they have the power to buy it, but they haven't bought it till now. Maybe we can get exposed to these kind of customers, and yeah, maybe they can come and shop with us.
Great. Thank you, Kashish.
Yes,
It was great speaking with you, and all the best for your future. Yes, thank you.
Store is what we've tried is we've tried to give a very cozy vibe to the store. If you can see, these are some French-esque windows which give you a very cafe-ish vibes. These are few of our collections. As you were asking, what collections do we carry? We start with the basketball collection placed at the front. We have a few sambas with this Coca-Cola bottle cap detailing, and a few collab jerseys also from Y3 or Willy Shavaria. Plus, we also recently launched this home and away jersey of Superkicks, and we have given our native.
What is this? This looks interesting.
Yeah, this is a collab with Puma. This is one of our biggest collabs, and one of the biggest collabs to come out of India. This is Superkicks X Puma Palermo Jamun. During our childhood, we used to climb up a tree behind our house to pluck some jamun and eat it. That was a core memory to us.
I prefer suede slip-ons, but this is the season of Bangalore rains.
Okay.
So that's why I'm wearing high heel, let's say higher heels, so it doesn't, you can't wear something like that, which can go in rains. You can't.
Wonderful, yaar. How do you like it?
I'm super kicked.
Good, yeah, good.
Yeah.
And it's looking very good with your outfit as well.
Let me make payment with Snapmint now.
Oh.
We recently launched it in offline. She does not know what is her limit with Snapmint, how much they can buy with. They scan this, within a couple of seconds, they put some details and they get to know their limits.
Sounds like a very seamless experience.